I like going hunting, just me, my hound, and my gun. Chasing them deer, rabbit, and squirrel, now that's my kind of fun. I like going fishing too, I'll go on any whim. Looking for the big bass, the crappie, and the brim. Give me a wide open field to walk through. Give me an ocean so deep. I want to ride the longest river in the world, or maybe climb the highest mountain peak.
Barry Smith from Montgomery, Alabama, Wayne, and Bubba here. I see why you stopped here. Barry is a world champion crow caller and shooter too. And he said, we'll go to a little old place and do some crow hunting. If y'all hear all that back there, we got a lot of crows right over this hill, Barry, and we drove up this little old country road. There must have been 15 got up off the ground over there. Is this one of your favorite places?
Well, it's a friend of mine's farm here, and he lets me come down here and shoot crows on it sometimes. It's a good place.
I see.
You can hear those birds in the background.
How did you get started crow hunting, Barry?
Well, Archie, I guess I was probably about Wayne's age. Wayne's my son.
You done got him started too, hadn't you?
Yeah, I got him started. He's got his own crow call and everything. I started out with an old Sears call. Like a lot of kids, you know, about 11 or 12 years old, go down by the creek and try to make some kind of noise on it and see if I could get a bird to come by. And eventually I learned that if you just squawked on it, you could, in the springtime, you get some of those young birds to come around. I killed 2 or 3 like that, you know, and I thought I was a big-time crow hunter. Then I ran into some friends, some people who really knew how to crow hunt, and that's really where I got started.
Who's some of your buddies that taught you?
Well, Green is a fellow that really got me started on this thing. He won the national championship, I guess, 3 or 4 consecutive years. He's probably the best crow caller and shooter that I know of. And he got me started out, and it was really kind of interesting because he had asked me one time if I had ever been crow hunting, and I told him, oh yeah, I had. He said, well, you know how to do this? I said, sure I do. You know, I said, I went out one day, I killed 3.
Killed 3 crows, huh?
Killed 3 crows. I thought that was pretty good. You know? I said, you go a lot? He said, well, I go some. I said, how many you kill? He said, well, I start at daylight. I usually try to kill 100 by 10.
He's a showing up crow hunter, wasn't he?
Yeah, well, I learned right away that I really wasn't much of a crow hunter at the time, and it took a lot of teaching to get me to where I could call those things in and shoot them, but it's a lot of fun.
What year was your champion year?
1975.
That's where that gun come from too, wasn't it?
Yeah, I won that national championship.
Barry, tell us how you lost one by not counting your birds.
Well, you know, it's winning these things, Archie, is a little bit of skill and a lot of luck, I guess, and things, and a good bit of strategy involved in actually shooting in competition. And I had won the year before, and I killed 75 birds. Well, the next year we shot, and I was just we were in a territory where there just weren't that many birds, and I ended up with about 21, and I just knew that wasn't going to be enough to even place. So I just kept trying to stretch my time out, you know, and run into some birds, and I never could. And I said, well, I'm not even going to, no need to me even turn those in. And ended up, I think, 19 birds won.
You walked away from a championship.
Well, yeah, I could have had it if I'd come on in with what I had in 21.
Goodness gracious alive.
It's, you know, there are a lot of things that a lot of good shooters in these things that shoot in competition, and there's a lot of strategy involved in shooting, and you know, you have to be a good caller and a good shooter. You got to plan where you're going to go and make sure you don't run into an area that someone else has already shot.
Yeah, they're spooky, aren't they?
And we shoot these birds that are here that you hear calling in the background, and we come back in about 30 minutes and try to shoot them again.
They won't happen with it.
They sure won't. They smarten up in just a little while.
Bubba, did you learn anything from that last trip with Barry?
Yeah, that's pretty good. I'm ready to go shoot some more.
Well, let's tell them. Mark, you need to go get your gun and get on here with us too now. You know, you need to tell them right off what we got to do first before we really get serious about it, as far as our decoys and all.
Well, first thing we need to do, of course, I like to use a crow for a decoy, and I put him out in the edge of the pasture.
Bullets?
Yeah, I got some more. Yeah.
All right.
Put him out in the edge of the pasture or somewhere where the crow can see him, sit him up on a fence post, and then everybody needs to get hid, make sure they don't get where the crows can see them, because they've got real good eyesight. And then we'll just start calling, and the birds will come in, and then they'll see that decoy and hopefully decoy in on top of them. But the most important thing, Archie, is trying to get that decoy.
Get them first ones, right?
You got to get that first one that comes over. And you remember when you and I stopped the last time?
Yeah, I messed up right off. I missed him. Well, I hit him, but I didn't hit him good enough. He said, you got to get the first one.
Get the first one. I'm not going to let you get the first one this time.
I'm not even going to try. All right, well, let's ease on up. You figure we ought to get up out of that old barn yonder and come in behind that back side over there?
That'd be fine. Just somewhere along that pasture up there will be a good place.
Okay, super good.
All right.
All right, Barry, what about now? This is the place you picked for this first go-round, right?
Yeah.
Kind of low trees here.
Low trees, and there's a pasture right over here, just not too far.
Okay.
That's what we have.
Now tell us a little bit what you're going to do before we do it.
Give them a call here, and let's see if we can hear anything.
Okay.
All right. You hear that crow?
Yeah, he's answering. He's back down through here.
It's a pretty good ways away. So maybe they'll come on this way. We'll just have to keep working and see. Keep your eyes peeled up over the top of these trees here, Archie.
Yeah. Right there, didn't know what happened, did they?
No.
Boy, they were all right there together.
Yeah, they were there. There they are. Yeah, right there. That one. This thing there.
You got them two, boy. You got loaded up good over there.
Well,
You got that one.
good.
That was a good shoot, Barry. Those birds were just sitting right on that hill. We didn't have got that down a little bit.
Yeah, I know it. We're in
That's
a good spot.
that's where you want to work on it.
Right.
That's where it's supposed to be done.
Just came right in there on top of it. It was great.
All right, let's go out here and get some more.
Okay.
All right, Barry, is this a pretty good spot right here? All right, just pitch them right in there. They can see that, all right, can't they? All right, okay, let's get on in, back in here. Boy, that was a good bunch a while ago. Them things just kept coming. You know, we hit them too. I didn't see your bird, and you didn't see mine. We shot at the same time. That's a pretty good bunch, that last bunch that come over there, though.
Yeah, this ought to be pretty good right here at the corner of this pasture.
All right, well, let's give them a call and see what we do right there. I'm gonna just step right back into these bushes, and we'll just get them as they come over.
That'll be fine.
Yeah. They was there. They was there. They snuck up on us though. They didn't warn us about them coming. I just seen that one easing through the tree. Yeah. Do that. That's where it's kind of like you have to be looking around all the time. Check them out. Next thing you know, they'll popping over there without saying a word. Get ready for it. Yeah, get ready.
That Barris looks like a pretty good spot, don't it? Break a few of these limbs off where we can see. And don't want to break too many off where they can see us, but that right there ought to get it, don't it? And you need stuff kind of break you up too, don't you? Now let's see if there's any in this right in here. Here they are. Right up, man, they're right on top of us. They're right there, Bear. Wait. Bubba, he may have seen you. I think he saw you, Bubba. Here we come, here we come. Here we come, here we come. There they come, there. Coming in low. Coming in low. There was 2 stragglers in there. Looked like about 4 or 5 more. Comes. There it comes. Get ready, get ready, get ready. Get ready. Bring him over. Here he comes. Here he comes. Barry, what's he? Is he hung up in that tree? Won't come on to you? He's over top of it, ain't he? Good spot right here in the edge of this pasture. Okay. Some pretty low cover in here. Let's get up in here and get in that and see what we can do. All right, this looks pretty good. Get yourself loaded up there. There you go. Load mine. All right. Yeah, just where you can see.
You may need to, yeah, get in those bushes there where you can get a little bit of cover. There you go. Okay. All right, here we go. Bubba, here they come. Some coming right over the tree. See that one?
Yeah.
All right. Okay. All right, good work. You know, one of the difficult things is finding these birds after they get down in these tall weeds. All right, here you go. Here's yours right here. There you go. All right.
Pretty good many by now.
Yeah, I tell you, we've had a good afternoon. It's been a good hunt. Sure has been. Good hunt.
Well, Barry, that was a fine little old spot right there, wasn't it?
I bet it was. Turned out real well, Archie.
I believe there must have been 3 families in that wad that come in that time.
Well, there were several groups of birds that came in. We probably should have killed a few more than we did, but it was a lot of fun. We had pretty good luck on this.
Tell you one thing, Bub, we missed enough birds today, don't you?
Yeah, we missed enough birds.
Now, don't you laugh. You missed some too, Wayne, but you redeemed yourself on that last one. Now, Martin, did you finally do all right?
Yeah.
Huh?
Yeah.
Was that a good shoot or was that a good shoot?
Good shoot. Good shoot.
It's too hot out here.
Yeah, it's too hot right now, but the thing about this, Barry, now, we got some early morning shooting, but I believe we done just about as good in the middle of the day here. And of course, you say the afternoon is as good as mornings when you get on out here.
Yeah, it usually is. Only time you have any problems is in the middle of the summer. Of course, being a little later in the year right now, it's not quite as bad, but in July and August, it's pretty tough in the afternoons.
Well, now, you know, on these birds that we've just shot here, we had 3 or 4 things that happened. We might want to tell the viewers some of the things that'll mess you up when you're out here.
Well, several things, Archie. You remember one of the first times that we stopped there on that pasture. We were driving up through the pasture and we got out in the corner. We had good cover and everything. And then we parked the truck a little too close to where we were going to be. You know, if we'd have run it way on down the pasture there a little ways, we got it out of the way about 150 yards from where we were shooting, and been all right. We pulled it up in there pretty close, and the birds came in, and then they saw the truck and they kind of flared off and wouldn't really work right.
Give them a rule of thumb, 100 yards?
Well, I'd say between about 125 and 150 yards, something like that.
Get them things on out there.
Yeah, get your vehicles out of the way a little bit, so that they're not close enough for the. If you're 150 yards from where you're shooting, you'll be okay. Be all right. Another thing, you know, we stopped at one time and you think you got pretty good cover, and then all of a sudden you look around and discover from the backside or from one side you're kind of exposed. The bird circled around there and saw Wayne one time. He was standing there behind this bush and he was in plain view. Birds flared and went on off. We didn't get in shooting.
Well, now we didn't do it in this show, but if you was in competition, you'd need a face piece or you'd need cover, because these faces are flashing out there. I could tell out there today that how it was.
Once you look up into the sun, another good thing to do is to always shoot on the shady side of the bushes. You know, don't get where you're facing the sun. Get with the sun at your back so you get that shade. It adds a little bit of cover. You don't get that reflection off your face that you do when you're looking right up into the sun.
All right, now, a lot of folks think they can go out here and shoot one place and then go back and shoot it. Tell them what the deal is on once you busted them up pretty good.
Well, these things, sometimes they're kind of dumb, you know, it seems like. And when you get in a group that hasn't been called, you call to them and they'll come right in and work pretty well and you shoot them. But if you go back and try to shoot that same group the same day or next week or sometimes even a couple of weeks later, those birds are smartened up. They recognize that call and they know what's going to happen. They're not coming back.
They learn quick, don't they?
Sure do.
Now, Mark, you, as big as these are, you had a little more trouble with these you did doves, didn't you?
Yeah, I guess I missed 20 shots.
What do you reckon happened, Mark?
I don't know.
How about you, Bubba?
Oh, I didn't miss 20, maybe 30.
Well, tell you one thing, Archie. You know, we're getting back in the bushes to shoot, and it's not like shooting a dove field where you see that bird coming for a long ways and you're open and you got plenty of time to move. Out here, a lot of times, you know, the bird flies through the trees or pops up right over an opening right there. You've got to anticipate where that bird's going to be and pick those spots up through the trees to shoot. It's difficult shooting. You know, Mark said, "Oh, Bo, you ought not to miss one of these birds big as they are."
Well, this is the way it's done, and I have really enjoyed. I've learned an awful lot about crow hunting, and I know you got to move over a lot of territory to be successful. In other words, You're not going into one little place that's always had crows.
That's right.
You may get one or two of them, but that's going to be it for the duration unless you just kind of ambush them or bushwhack them with a rifle or something. Isn't it?
Right. You notice I had several farms lined up today that people that I knew and we could hunt on their land. And we went from one farm and worked that through the pastures and down these old pasture roads, moving about a half mile or 3/4 of a mile each time before we stopped again. And then we moved to another farm so we could get in some fresh birds. That's why we had as many birds today as we did.
Well, it's been some real good hunting with you, Barry. We're going to put these to good use out there. I got a lot of boys folks that's learning taxidermy, and a crow, believe it or not, is one of the best specimens you can train a youngster on that's wanting to learn how to do some taxidermy work. So we'll load these up and put them in there where they stay good and cool. So
you know these things are good to eat, Archie.
Well, you're going to have to prepare me some. I've heard all my life I'd have to eat crow. Now, I'd have to try some that's really been prepared properly. And,
well, I used to have several friends that ate these, and I hate to admit that as long as I'm hunting crows, as many as I've killed, I've never eaten one, but I had several friends who liked to eat squab, or young pigeon, and they claim that the young crows, they come off the nest usually the end of May or 1st of June, that they're very tender and very tasty. Like a big dove breast.
Well, Barry, we sure have enjoyed hunting with you, and I think all of us learned a lot.
Yeah.
And I've learned one thing: you don't take them for granted, because they're equally as difficult as a turkey once you're out here hunting them, aren't they?
Well, they are, and usually always are a challenge.
Yeah. Well, that's good. Well, y'all stay tuned again next week for some more Outdoors with Archie Phillips.